All right. If you want to be a truly charismatic leader and thus impactful leader, listen up. So a really charismatic leader who exhibits authenticity, trustworthiness, and who is truly, like I said, charismatic will attract like-minded people to his or her cause. So how do we do that? Well, people want to work for amazing leaders, charismatic leaders, leaders that they love, leaders they revere, leaders who are not afraid to stand up and speak out, go against the grain, defend them to other people in life, in organizations, people, leaders who are not unafraid to stand up for different people, right? They want to work for that leader because they like him or her, of course. More importantly, they trust the leader to have their back and want that leader to show them the way. People love and revere leaders who will walk the talk. I learned back in the corporate environment when I used to work there years ago, no faster way to have a leader, shut down and lose really all credibility, all trust, all rapport, all inspiration from the team when they say something and then they won't do and they'll do it, or they say something that they're going to do and they do it, right? So this is a problem. You say something and you don't do it, or you do something that you say you won't do, just to make that extra clear, in case that's not clear. Walk the talk. Do what you say what you do, and don't do what you say you're not going to do. And don't do what you say you're not going to do, right? And that's the biggest thing. You'll get trust and rapport that way. Otherwise, you'll lose it instantly. Connect with people. Ask people, how can I help? How can I serve? How can I help you win? What do you need? What are you challenged with? And really listen and dig deeper. There's a couple tools I'd love you to use. One's called 7 Levels Deeper. It's just asking, why or what's important about that 7 times. There's the 5 whys, but asking why, or how come. How come is a little less of a aggressive way to ask the question and to dig more. So start asking, how come? If you want, instead of why, because why can be seen as a little like why, a little more interrogational. So this is happening, this is working, this is not working, you don't like this. Well, how come? Versus why. Again, it seems a lot less aggressive. And so why can get the shields down and how come can get you even further dropping the shields and getting even deeper. So 7 levels deeper, ask why that's important to you. What will you do with that? What's it going to do for you? Ask that 5, 6, 7 times. The 5 whys, why is that important to you? Or how come? How come that's so important to you? Why is that so important to you? And what happens then? And what are you able to do then? What happens now? What happens then? What does that do for you? Keep asking that with people. So that's one trait of a great leader. Right? The other traits, honestly, are to not really care and worry what people think about you. You do you. Go for your team, for the people, for your clients, for your staff. Stand up for them. Stand out and help them stand out. Help them win. Make sure people know when they're doing something good. Make sure people know when they're winning, when they've done something and getting their recognition. Again, it's a way to turn your staff off if you get all the recognition for things they have done, or your teams, or whoever you're working with, right? No matter who you're leading and how you're leading them, right? And so be leading yourself first, right? And look at all the people who are different out there in the world who we revere. People are so worried about being, not attacked, or what will people think of me, or what will people say? And remember your parents saying, what will people think? What will people say? Right? Ignore that and get that out of your mind. Who cares what people say? People will always talk about us if we're up to something. And people will always whine and complain and bitch about us anyways. So you might as well be doing what you want. You might as well be a charismatic leader, leading the way you want, and be courageous, right? Look at the people we revere. Marianne Williamson, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Oprah, Ariana Huffington. They're all open. They're all authentic. They're vulnerable. And vulnerability has power. That's how you can connect with people. If you're way up here and someone thinks, well, I'm way down here, there's no way to connect with them and nowhere to lead them. If they know you're imperfect and you're always working on things, you're vulnerable and open, because vulnerability is powerful. It takes courage and strength to be vulnerable. That will demonstrate power and personal power and confidence, by the way. Just a little tip on that. Be open, be vulnerable. Body language, have open body language, take up space versus closed off or closed down or wimpy body language. Take up space, be vulnerable, be open in every sense of the word, mentally, physically, emotionally, verbally, and you will build trust, rapport, credibility, and you will show personal power. And remember that you're leading yourself first. You lead yourself first. You lead yourself the best. You keep working on yourself. People are going to follow you because you're going to be up to amazing things. You're going to be up to awesome stuff. And people are going to say, how are you doing that? How are you able to do that? How did you get there? I want to get there too. Can you help me get there? Whoever you're leading, whoever you're inspiring, whoever you want to work with. You walking the talk, you doing the scary things, you taking action, you doing what probably 95% of people don't do. People are they're gonna see you. They're gonna see you, and they're gonna see you doing it and achieving it. And sure, they may see you fail or screw up or have some hardships too. However, when you keep going past the hardships, they'll notice that as well, and that'll instantly gain you credibility, authority, trust, rapport, reverence. People revere you. They refer to you. They want to be led by you. They want to work with you. They want to know you. So just take action and just do the doing. And I promise you, people will follow you because 95% of people don't face their fears. They don't take action. Don't go after what they really want in life. Or they do a very tiptoe approach or dipping toe in the water versus I'm in, I'm doing this. I'm going to make sure I win. And those people are revered. And again, avoid worrying about being different or quirky or whatever. The best people in the world are different, are quirky, whatever. Again, Marianne Williamson, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk. These are Oprah. These are people who are different, are quirky, who haven't gone with the grain. They've gone against the grain. So I'll leave you with that. Be open, be different. What is your flair? What is your secret sauce? What is your unique ability? What's so special and valuable about you that you can make sure everyone knows about, everyone sees, and you can shout that? What is your message? What do people need to know? What they need to do or stop doing? How will you lead them? And how will you lead yourself first, even if you're only leading yourself right now? Lead yourself first, and I promise you, people will start to follow you. They'll start to work with you. They'll want to hang out with you, want to know more about it. They'll offer to take you for coffee. The first time someone said, hey, can I take you to coffee and take you to lunch or take you to dinner and pick your brain and ask you questions, see how you got where you are, how you made it? It's a pretty darn cool feeling. That's for sure. Very, very amazing feeling. And it still gives me chills because it's like, wow, I must be doing something right because more and more people are wanting my advice, my leadership, my feedback, coming to work with me. So until that note, until you're there, go lead yourself first, even if you're leading no one else. And if you are leading others, lead yourself first and take responsibility for what you want out there in the world. It doesn't mean you have to do it all. That's why we're leaders. We have people, teams, people that execute, teams, people who support us. Avoid doing it all on your own because that's one of the biggest recipes to failure. And avoid avoiding the feelings, avoiding negativity. Be with it and learn from it. Avoiding failure because you learn from it. There's no such thing as failure anyways. It's only feedback, growth, and learning. Just like falling when you're learning to walk or falling off the bike when you're learning to ride the bike. There's no failure. It's just feedback, growth, learning. Okay, I won't do that again. I'll do more of this. Right? We don't fail. We don't grow. Success starts with failure, whatever metaphor you want. Take action and lead and be willing to be vulnerable. Be willing to fail. There's a good book. I believe it's by the author, it's called WTF, Willing to Fail. It's by the author of the gentleman who started 1-800-GOT-JUNK. It's called Willing to Fail. Be willing to fail and fail your way to success. And people will see you doing that. Like I said, they want you to lead them, and it's because you inspire them. You doing it, doing the scary stuff, pushing through failure upon failure. You keep going, you never give up. People will love you. And especially when you make it about them. How do I help? How do I serve? What do you need? What do you need today? The reciprocity will come back to you over and over and over again in terms of relationships, friendships, opportunities, making great money, and time with people and doing what you love. Till next time, have